And we're back. Today we have one of our most exciting, maybe our most famous guest ever, certainly our best designer. Tracy, what's the deal?
Yeah.
Welcome. Tell us, what do you do? Where do you do
Hi.
it? And what's going on?
Well, right now I'm in Palm Springs and it's gorgeous here and working on a multitude of projects simultaneously because as everywhere across the country, you wish you can clone yourself because there's no help. There's a help shortage. So you end up, like we just talked about, being boots on the ground and having to, pick up all the pieces ourselves to make everything work.
So what does that mean for you? Tell our audience who might not know you yet, what kind of magic you create.
I would say I'm a creative person and an entrepreneur, and they're fused together beautifully with real estate because my husband is a real estate developer. And I have a great imagination, and my talents lie in all the creative process. And that includes like our 4 hotels, coming up with the concept. I even have a great eye. Like I've been known even in New York as a trendsetter, and I'm a trend spotter. So when we're looking for a property, I find it really exciting to find like new real estate, new areas that have such great growth potential. And I've designed everything: the furniture, the linens that are on, in the hotels. I have my own line of clothes, a pinup lipstick line, my own line of shoes. I've written 2 books on tea. I've had an international tea company, and just a girl about town, and just trying to make everything more magical and beautiful wherever we go.
Well, it sounds
Did
like
I answer your question though? I just feel like I might not have.
Names. No, you answered it. Well, I didn't know about the tea thing. Makes sense with your name, but maybe for today, and I'd love to talk to you more about that. Tell us more about the hotels, because most of my friends and family, sphere, what have you, are real estate investors on some level, and any real estate investor would love to own a hotel. You guys own 4 of them. You've developed them.
That was actually not my husband's wish whatsoever. He is in the unhospitality business where he doesn't want to talk to anyone. So I'm the front person. And because I, came from my international tea business and tea stores all over the world, Dubai, Paris, Canada, New York, I happen to love people. I'm a people person. So when we were looking at a couple of properties back in Palm Springs a few years ago, and let me just say, they were decrepit. They were not stellar properties, but they were in a great neighborhood. And we actually forecasted that the growth would be coming northward, north, and it's called the North Design District. So when we bought the hotels, there's just the 2, which is now the Art Hotel and the Tiki Hotel. They were formerly in one family for over 40 years, and they put both of them on as a package deal. And my husband, of course, did not want to be in the hotel business. And I said, babe, let's just do it. We can do this. I'll handle everything. Like, I'll make it happen. I think we can do this. He loved the fact that it was run down, and it was not a good site, but that he loves that part because we both love it. We love taking the worst property and making it the most beautiful. So that was our first foray into the hospitality hotel business. And then the pandemic hit. So we came up with another plan and just made them, because we made them apartments, like just for short-term rental. And now they're back to hotels. So we've added 2 more hotels now to our brand, and I've branded it as TNT hotels and properties. So now, it's retro boutique. So everything we do is like a throwback to the vintage era. And we have the Tiki Hotel, the Art Hotel, the new Cheetah Hotel, which will open this week. And down the line in 2022, we will open the Deco Palm Hotel, and I will decorate that one as well. And I make merchandise for every one of the hotels. So you really feel like it's almost like Barney's New York, but a hotel. So you can actually leave with the coolest furniture or linens or shower curtains, pillows, decorative pieces like hats, everything. It's just like a fun and unique spot. And we've also just bought 2 huge buildings in Palm Springs that were vacant. And I'm creating, it was my vision to have a modernism museum. And I'm going to be putting that up with my husband in 2022. Of course, I'll be handling all of it. He just loves the structure, the foundation, and getting it ready. And then I take it from there. So we're a great team.
Unbelievable. Wow. Well, I mean, Palm Springs, for those of you who don't know, is a very beautiful city in a part of California that, what is it, about 2 hours from Los Angeles?
Yeah.
And without saying anything that I'm not allowed to say as a licensed real estate professional, there was a niche community that lived there for a long time, and it became a very trendy spot. And I've now, and I was talking to our mutual friend just now on the phone, told Rachel that I've been to the JW Marriott in Palm Springs many times for Tom Ferry coaching events. And that's how I've been to, that's my experience with Palm Springs. And then I know a lot of New Yorkers who vacation out there or go out there. Huge actual community of New Yorkers, religious community of New Yorkers who goes there a lot also, which I didn't know. But I know it's been bustling, it's been hot. Trend setting, you have to be a trendsetter to have wanted to invest so much in this place, because this is a place that's all about growth, it's about development, but it's also about tasteful development. It's about people who are smart consumers who are creating this very relaxing and beautiful environment, you know? So I guess for our viewers, I feel like maybe you don't see this from an outside looking in, you just kick ass because that's what you do. But when you think of your why buy this building? Why create this Museum of Modernism? What motivates you guys?
Well, for me, I can't speak for my husband, but for me, I actually, when I roll up and we roll up to a property, I already see its potential. Like a light goes off and I see it finished in my head. And then I always work backwards. And everyone's like, how do you work so fast? How do you manage all these different properties? Like even in the Modernism Museum right now, I'm putting in a disco pizza in the front room. I could have that up in 3 months. And I'm putting a roller rink in the back and a bowling alley inside. And that, not to mention, we just bought a 5-acre, I keep messing this up, but I think it's not a winery. It's called a vineyard, yes. So we bought a vineyard and I'm already working on labels to label our own wine label that we could put in all the hotels. So when we welcome the guests, they are greeted with a complimentary bottle of our wine. I'm just like a master brander, but back to your real estate question, when I see something and I actually see it done. And I just feel it, I just know. So I always just trust my gut. It doesn't matter what anyone else says.
But I can tell you that not everyone gets it. It's like and you know what it's like? Not maybe like the people who are watching this will understand, but I think about the people I work with on my team that I'm constantly trying to coach, and they are developing. But one of the mentors I've had told me that a chef goes into a supermarket and they see a great meal. If I go into a supermarket, I don't always see that. But when I see a house or when I talk to a certain person about their search, I do see the finished product. You could come talk to me and I can say, and you could tell me what you think you want, but I have a better sense because I'm an expert. And what I'm hearing you say is, what the customer wants. You don't need a focus group. You don't need a, brand awareness, campaign. You're like, I own this town. This is what the people are looking for. Let me serve them my gourmet meal.
Exactly.
So
you just see it, you know it, you feel it. And another thing, I just never have fear.
I just
don't fear anything. I just don't fear, like it's a really cool balance, because my husband always like points out the negative of all the reasons why we shouldn't do it. And then I give the list of all the positive reasons we should do it. But then I think I love working with him because he believes in my vision. And because he believes in my vision, he's like my rock. And then I just fly. And so far, like with all the properties we have done, I've actually been really successful, and we've garnered a lot of success. And even if it wasn't me and I remove myself right now, like you just drive by one of our hotels and you see people snapping up pictures in front from the Instagram because it's unique. And I feel like the retro boutique hotels, people want small. And even when I'm looking at commercial buildings, when he's investing on his own for commercial, when we see like a 2,000 square foot space, I say, babe, maybe we should just chop it and then have other people, because the pop-up culture right now is prevalent and a lot of people don't want to invest money and they do have fear. So for those people, I feel that just give them a taste of it and nothing that they can't handle. So even in our museum, I'm having 20 different vendors, but I'm making it affordable for those vendors by not giving them a huge warehouse space of 2,000 square feet or more. I'm making it the booths like 10 by 10. So they don't actually have to invest so much money, but then they can share all their wares and feel comfortable. That's just what I see in the future. And even like restaurants, those large restaurants, I feel like maybe even make them smaller and niche, because there's a lot of people that after the pandemic don't want to be in a big, huge cheesecake warehouse type environment. They want something cozier. So I feel like that's my forecast on the trend.
Well, I think that's really great. Tracy, as I told you, we only have a limited amount of time today. Where can we find you guys online? Where can we find your brand?
Okay, so I have two websites. It's tracyturco.com, TracyTurco.com. It lists everything, all of our projects, not only just the real estate, but all the retail and commercial. And then TNT, hotels.com will have all our properties on it.
Well, Tracy, you're really an inspiration. I say that sincerely. And, I also want to say that as someone who went to art school, seeing someone like yourself, who's a creative investor, entrepreneur, is important. It's really what you're doing in terms of celebrating creative people by doing this museum and by showcasing these talents and leading as well is bold. And if there weren't more people like you, and there weren't people like you, we'd be worse off. And the state of California, the city of Palm Springs, from where I'm sitting, owes you a debt of gratitude. They should thank you too.
That's so great. I was just going to say right back at you.
I'll take it.
Thank goodness for people like you that are showcasing the creatives and the entrepreneurs and the investors, because, we are the fiber that makes the community. So thank you to you for showcasing.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
Tracy, I can't wait to take my wife and child to one of your hotels in Palm Springs sometime next year. And I love what you do. And thanks again.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay. Bye everyone. Thank you.